everyone, and welcome to this week's video. My name's Kaylee, and today we are going to be doing some fall DIYs. I'm going to be repurposing some old signs that I have to make them a little bit more my decor style this year without having to buy a new one. And then I bought this one sign from Hobby Lobby that's completely blank, so we will be making something cute for that as well. I also have another fun DIY at the end that isn't a sign, but it's another decor piece if you guys want to stick around for that. So the first thing is this cute sign from the Target dollar spot. I really did like it, but I don't have any of that bright orange in my house or in my fall decor this year, so I wanted to switch this out a little bit. Wasn't sure if I was going to repaint over the words, and I ended up repainting over the words and just using the sign as a completely new canvas. But I'm going to paint the sides of the sign white to get rid of that bright orange, and then I will paint the top part with a dark gray chalk paint.
Look up from your telescope, take me on this journey home. I don't wanna wait no more. Lay me down behind the moon, tell me you'll be on real soon. I don't wanna wait no more. We could be dancing in the stars, we could be floating on away. As long as I'm safely in your arms, and it don't really matter where we stay. Cause space makes me sad. Cause space makes me sad. Space makes me sad. Feeling like Pluto, you already knew though. I'm hiding just behind the stars, but how come the stars don't shine when it's day? How come the sky at night makes me this way? Why you so far away? Galaxy cast away, watching you hopelessly. Why aren't you home with me? Cause space makes me sad. Space makes me sad.
I'm showing you guys how I'm designing a few of my little things I'm going to print out on my Cricut. I actually got these from a website, I think it's called Love SVG, and then the October one I downloaded from Etsy because I didn't feel like making my own, although I could have. I had a certain look in mind, so I wanted to go with that. So I'm going to weed out these designs, and it was about towards the very end I noticed I accidentally weeded away the I and N. You'll see it sticks out. I don't know why I didn't notice it, but I did end up having to go and reprint just a single I to fix that. I lost my weeder that I used to do these kind of projects. It's just a Cricut weeder, so I'm having to use a thumbtack. So normally I wouldn't do that. Ended up taking off the little Anne of Green Gables part at the bottom because the letters would not transfer through the transfer tape, and so I just took them off. So instead of buying expensive transfer tape that I go through really easily, I buy contact clear paper from Target, and it's really cheap. It's only like $4 or $5 for a huge roll of it. My dog is barking. And you can usually get this at the Dollar Tree for $1. Sometimes it's a little trickier to work with, but it saves a lot of money in the long run. Another tip I have for you is sometimes if I'm using that transfer tape, I'll take a highlighter and something with a straight edge to kind of guide me on where I'm putting it on the sign because I hate putting things on crooked. So here you can kind of see I was struggling to get that Anne of Green Gables part transferred. I don't know if the letters were just too small and thin, so I ended up just taking that off, and then I'm just going to line my sign up and make sure I measure from each side, make sure all the letters are pushed down, and then apply it to the wood. And this is just a craft wood piece from Hobby Lobby, and I think I paid $8 for it.
What do I have to say to keep you by my side? How to start in a liquefy? Need you here to tell me that I'll be okay. Maybe one, loving two, and now it's 3 a.m. Thinking what if it's you and me? At the end, that maybe we'll be okay. I know that you're coming back home. Know that you're coming back home.
Okay, so this is what that one sign that was orange looked like. I painted it with some chalk paint, and my dogs actually tore up some of my little picks, which actually I was able to repurpose for this project. So I'm just gonna hot glue those down into a little wreath or circle, and then we're gonna be printing out a decal to put in the middle of this sign. I love the way this one turned out. I think it's one of my favorites, and it really just took a sign that I wasn't that crazy about and turned it into something super unique that only I will have in my home.
Soft as that ocean blue, falling in, learn to swim like I never knew. I see it now, that everything will be okay. With no small doses, smell of roses. Can't get enough of you, can't wait to love on you. I know that you're coming back home. Know that you're coming.
This was definitely from Love SVG. They have free SVGs you can download for your Cricut, and it just makes them way easier. So I was making sure they were attached as one file, and then I printed it out, and I'm attaching it to the little sign, and it turned out so cute. In hindsight though, I would have done this part before I do the little fall wreath with the picks. It was a little hard to work around that, but it was not that bad, and I was able to do it pretty easily.
I know that you're coming back home. Know that you're coming back home. Know that you're coming back home in the morning. I know that you're coming back home.
Moving on to one of my favorites, I'm doing a stack of books. So these books I got at a little bookstore in a town near me for 50 cents each. So I'm peeling off the covers of them and trying to save as much of that binding look as possible. And we're going to be stamping on here 3 words. So we're going to do pumpkins, hay rides, and bonfires. And then we'll attach these with some twine and kind of decorate them. So my stamps are from Hobby Lobby, and the ink pads from Hobby Lobby, the twine's from Hobby Lobby, and it's all really affordable. This is such an easy DIY, and it's fully customizable. I actually have a stamp that has a pumpkin on it that I forgot to use and show you guys, but I got that at the Target dollar spot.
Communicating through satellites, yeah. It's black and white. I'm all up in the clouds when it's pouring rain. Ain't never coming down unless you call my name. Yeah, we should take it slow, just like day by day. Like day by day.
Another tip I have is to always start from the end of the word and work your way back, so that way you don't run out of room, because I learned that the hard way. And if this doesn't turn out perfect, that's totally fine. I feel like this is one of those projects that the messier, you don't want it to be too messy, but if it looks a little bit messy, it looks more rustic or vintage, and I really like that look. This can be kind of time consuming because I like to take my time and make sure it looks the way I want it to. So I would highly suggest just taking your time, and if you do mess up, it's really easy just to paint over it or use some whiteout to fix your mistakes.
In October it feels like summertime. I keep falling for you like every night. Been communicating through satellites, yeah. It's black and white. I'm all up in the clouds when it's pouring rain. Ain't never coming down unless you call my name. Yeah, we should take it slow, just like day by day. like day by day. I'm all up in the clouds when it's pouring rain. Ain't never coming down unless you call my name. Yeah, we should take it slow, just like day by day, like day by day. I'm all up in the clouds when it's pouring rain. Ain't never coming down unless you call my name. Yeah, we should take it slow, just like day by day, like day by day.
So now that they're all done, I'm going to go ahead and wrap them up to secure them together. I'm just using that twine from Hobby Lobby, and I will use like a little clothespin or something to secure it. I don't think I showed it to you guys, but that always just helps. And then I found these old beads in my craft closet, so I figured I would string a few on. Something else I really recommend you doing if you don't have like a needle is to use a bobby pin. It works the same way to thread your twine through the little holes in your little beads, because I didn't have a needle and I've always just used a bobby pin and it's worked out perfectly. Now you can just decorate it however you want. I'm using some more of those picks like I showed you on the previous DIY, and I thought about setting some pumpkins on it, and I'll definitely show you guys in my fall decorate with me how this turned out, which by the way is most likely going to be the next video on my channel. I'm starting my fall decorating either today or tomorrow, so I'm so excited. Last but not least, this project turned out pretty cute. It was a little more frustrating because I tried to put it on that chalkboard and the vinyl wasn't really wanting to stick, but for now it's sticking. And in hindsight, again, I wish I had more white or like a fun bright orange or something to do this sign with, because this color just didn't show up as well on the black like I wanted, but I still like it and I'm gonna try to incorporate it into my decor. So I just made this myself. I didn't buy like an SVG, and it just says falling leaves and pumpkins please. And like I said, it was a little more tedious to get it to stick to the chalkboard material, which I probably should have primed it with like some white chalk or something, but that's okay. If I have to redo it, I will, but I wanted to show you guys the option at least. And of course you can change out the colors to whatever you like. I wish I had a little bit more talent to be able to freehand these things, because you don't have to have a Cricut to do these things. You can definitely do like a trait, you can trace something, or you can buy a stencil, or you can freehand it, but I just don't trust myself to do those things. That is it for these cute little 4 DIYs. I hope it gave you a little bit of inspiration on how you can repurpose some signs you're just not loving this year. I definitely had a really good time doing this and sharing it with you, so I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I want to say thank you to all my new subscribers that have joined recently, and I hope you guys are excited for my fall decorate with me, which will be coming up very soon. Thank you guys for watching again, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.